If you look closely at one of North Korea's massive military parades, you'll see this woman, Kim Yo-jong, the sister of Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un. And behind that very calm smile is a reputation that's earned her a pretty chilling title, the world's most dangerous woman.
And that's the big puzzle with Kim Yo-jong, isn't it? On one hand, she's the smiling face of diplomacy, the soft image of a notoriously brutal regime. But on the other, she's seen as this cruel, ruthless tyrant in waiting, maybe even the heir to a nuclear throne. So who is she, really?
To really get who she is today, we've got to go back to a time when the world didn't even know she existed. She was born around 1987, and she grew up with her brothers in this world of bizarre, isolated luxury, totally hidden away from public view inside a private compound in Pyongyang.
Her path to power wasn't some sudden explosion onto the scene. No, it was quiet, it was calculated. It all started back in '96, when she was sent to school in Switzerland under a fake name. After coming home and getting a computer science degree, her first real public appearance was at her own father's funeral in 2011, and that was a huge signal she was being brought into the inner circle, which led directly to her first official job just a few years later.
Now, that first official role, Vice Director of Propaganda, might not sound like the most powerful job, but in North Korea, it's everything. She was basically handed the keys to the kingdom's reality-shaping machine.
And she did not waste any time. First, she seized total control of all state media. Then, she started this brilliant project of carefully shaping her brother's public image, making him look, act, and even dress like their grandfather, the revered Kim Il-sung. Now, this was a masterstroke, because Kim Il-sung isn't just some past leader. He's treated like a god, the founder of the nation. By tying her brother to that legacy, she cemented his right to rule, and in doing so, made herself the chief architect of the whole regime's modern ideology. And, people started to notice. Big time. By 2017, her power behind the scenes had become so obvious that the United States government called her out as a key figure in the regime's abuses and put her on its sanctions list. The invisible princess was invisible no more. So she's the power behind the throne, the brilliant propagandist. But now she's about to step out from the shadows and onto the world stage. The planet first met her as this smiling, charming envoy, but that image, it was about to be completely shattered. The big moment came at the 2018 Winter Olympics, in South Korea of all places. It was historic. She became the first member of the Kim dynasty to visit the South since the war, leading what everyone called a charm offensive. She was all smiles, handshakes, delivering personal letters from her brother, and for a little while, the world actually thought, hey, maybe peace is possible.
Well, that hope didn't last long. 2 years later, in April 2020, poof, Kim Jong-un just vanished from public view. The rumor mill went into overdrive all over the world. Was he sick? Was he dead? It created this incredibly dangerous power vacuum, and honestly, the world just held its breath. And with her brother's fate totally unknown, did she hide? No. She exploded onto the scene. She issued her very first personal statement, and it was a blistering attack on South Korea, calling them a dog yelping in fear. The message couldn't have been clearer. The king might be gone, but the queen is absolutely ready to rule. So, her brother eventually did return, but everything was different. Her position was stronger than ever, and with this new, public power, her reputation for being completely ruthless just exploded, built on one terrifying action after another. And look, this reputation for cruelty isn't just talk. It seems to be backed by a trail of absolutely chilling reports. She was allegedly the mastermind behind the execution of her own uncle back in 2013. She's been implicated in the assassination of her half-brother in 2017. And in 2020, she ordered the televised demolition of the Inter-Korean Liaison Office, a huge symbol of peace with the South, just blown to bits on her command.
Her aggression isn't just for rivals at home either. Oh no. Her public statements are just filled with these crude, personal insults that are shocking even by North Korean standards. I mean, she's called the President of the United States an old man with no future. It's unbelievable.
So all of this, the power plays, the brutal reputation, the wild rhetoric, it all leads to the one massive question that experts are asking right now. She's not just an aide anymore. Many believe she is the designated successor, the heir to the nuclear throne. And if you want proof of just how high she's climbed, look no further than this one number, over 40. That's how many official state statements she has issued in her own name. Now you have to understand, that job, being the official voice of the entire nation, that was once reserved only for the supreme leader himself. This isn't just a promotion, it's a signal to the world that she's basically a co-dictator.
To really grasp the scale of the potential threat here, think about it like this. Yeah, history has seen plenty of ruthless female rulers, but Kim Yo-jong has terrifying advantages they couldn't even dream of. While they had armies and political schemes, she has a nuclear button. And while they ruled over kingdoms where people could still dissent, she controls a hermetically sealed state, a society completely cut off from the rest of the world, where dissent is literally impossible.
Which leaves us right here, with this final, really unsettling question. For years, the world just saw her as the quiet sister in the background. Now she's arguably the second most powerful person in North Korea. So if her brother falls, is the world really prepared for a female dictator who might just be even more dangerous than he is?